The Canaries fall short at home to Wrexham, losing 3-2 at Carrow Road. More injury woes for Norwich. Are you manning in or manning out? And what actually is Norwich's style of play? All in this week's episode. So, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, and hello to all you Bleed Norwich viewers and listeners. Welcome back to another Bleed Norwich podcast with me, Alex. Hello, Alex.
Hello, Doeke.
And Jack. Hello, Jack.
Hello.
How are we all today? Alex, we'll go round to you first. How are you today?
Yeah, not too bad. Yourself?
Yeah, very well, very well. Jack, how are you?
Even better for being on this podcast tonight.
There we go. Excellent stuff. Right, well...
Someone for an extra quid in their pay pack.
Yeah, that's it.
If
Jack,
only there was a pay packet to come along with it.
Absolutely. But to be fair, if any of us do need any financial aid, it's Jack, because Jack is running the London Marathon next year. Make sure you guys donate. The link will be down in the description. Make sure, he's running for a great cause. So, yeah. Make sure you donate, guys. Right. Now the formalities are out the way, everyone. We will touch on the dreadful sort of tale of Norwich City season so far. I think since we last recorded, we drew 1-1 away at Coventry, very nearly 3 points, and the greatest escape of the season that would have been. And then we lost 3-2 at home to Wrexham. And I think that's going to be the main talking point. We won't really touch on the Cov game. People want to know what we thought of it, go to our TikTok. You can watch our Jack's match review there, because he done the review of that game. But yeah, we will go on to Wrexham at home. Alex, 3-word thoughts for that game. We'll go on to Jack quickly. Jack, 3-word thoughts. I'll put you on the spot here. This is what I do. I'd put you on the spot. Always got to expect the unexpected.
Right, so 3 words to sum up the game against Wrexham. Woeful, shambolic, and pedestrian.
I like it. Alex, 3 words? What did you say?
It was shit.
It was shit. Well, no, I think all...
There you go. There's 3 words.
Those are 3 words, I think, from both of you that sum it up very, very well. It was shambolic. We'll go on to the first half first. We go in at half-time 1-0 up. Jack, we'll start with you. Were there any sort of warning signs, even after that first half, for Norwich?
Yeah, I think the fact that, we went 1-0 up, brilliant. I mean this, and I've got a lot of respect for Wrexham as a football club and a fan base, but we need to be beating them in the first half by more than 1, especially at home. We need to be going in. 1-0 up's fine, but there wasn't much conviction in our first half performance, let alone the second, but we will come on to that in a minute. I think we need to be blowing them out of the water. We need to let with us being at home, we need to kind of be taking the game to them. It felt like we kind of scored and we thought, you know what, that'll do us. We'll shut up shop now and we'll just see out a 1-0 win.
Absolutely. And one thing that was sort of very telling for me is in the first sort of 5 minutes of the game, Sargent got a brilliant half chance from outside the box, but we created that from our own press. And we pressed high at the pitch, and I thought in the first 5 minutes I was really impressed with that. I was like, okay, well now we need to keep this going. And after those 5 minutes, we just sat back and allowed Wrexham back in the game. They created a fair few opportunities in that first half, as did Norwich as well. But I think the main thing for me is that Wrexham in that first half was so painfully average. They were there for the beating. And Norwich just didn't really seem to have the willingness to take advantage of that, Alex. Do you agree that was the case?
Yeah, we were kind of both just sat back in the first half, both teams, and didn't really put pressure on them to create anything.
Yeah, spot on. Our goal did, it was a very nice goal that Jack Stacey scored. Great bit of build-up play. It's the first sort of bit of build-up play that we saw from Norwich in that game. That was positive.
Just before half-time.
just before half time. And the issue was for me is that we couldn't really string 5 passes together, which is so worrying. Again, we're missing that creative spark in midfield, and that is very telling. No one to sort of link between the midfield to attack. But obviously, the first half, we've touched on that. It was okay. Improvements to be made at half time. I think we're all in agreement there. Definitely improvements to be made at half time. Second half.
Wow.
I'm sure everyone's seen the still image of the first goal.
If you haven't, then I'm sure Doeke can work his editing magic and put it on screen now.
Yep, let's do it. I'll put it on screen right now. There we go. So yeah, that's the still image. Jack, the first minute of the second half, we were feeling sort of a bit of confidence going into the second half. Okay, Manning will talk to him. We'll iron out the issues. We'll create more chances and we'll score more goals. You're feeling a little bit more confident. We're finally winning at home. What the fuck went wrong?
What went wrong?
What went wrong? Well, for some reason, our defence decided to, I don't know, take a nap. Something went wrong, and I just can't get my head around what. Because how are you letting a man fucking run down the wing? Diallo's doing his best. I think it was Diallo anyway that was tracking the man. But the rest of the back four, back five, whatever fucking formation we were playing, right? They just didn't think, do you know what? Yeah, I suppose we should really get back and stop this ball going anywhere near our 18-yard box. But no, they just decided to let Wrexham's man fucking run straight through, ball played through, they've scored. I'm not being funny, but what the fuck? How can professional footballers sit there, and they'd have looked at this fucking many times over, and they would have took an absolute beating for it, because that is schoolboy stuff. If an under 13s team were to do that, they would get fucked as well. Their manager would have serious words, because it is grassroots basic football and knowledge to move as a unit, as a back four, as a back five. You move up and down the pitch as one, and that's what we haven't done there, and we continue to do it all the time. And I know we'll probably get onto this a little bit later, but my Christ, Cordoba, I've said it for fucking months. The first time that I'd said it was Sheffield Wednesday at home last season. Yeah. I think it was a Tuesday or Wednesday night game. He just doesn't get tight enough to his man. I know it wasn't his man on this occasion, but how that bloke gets anywhere near the starting 11, hell, the match day squad, let alone the starting 11, the actual match day squad, and listen, I don't kind of hide this at all. I'm a big fan of Shane Duffy. You boys think why? My reasoning is because he knows how to defend. He will get fucking touch tight to his man, and he'll do his very fucking best not to let that ball come in the box. Something Jose Cordoba cannot fucking do. And how he's an international footballer blows my mind.
Well, it's only Panama, isn't it?
No,
even
still,
they've
played in the World Cup a few times, Alex. I've played in the World Cup a few times.
Anyway, move on to Alex now, because that's me off.
Panama players, you don't really hear of many.
Well, I mean, you'll be surprised. But yeah, no, it was shockingly poor how we conceded that first goal against Wrexham. Awful. Yeah, I think the only reason why Cordoba started is because all three of our left backs are out injured. So, yeah, no, awful. Alex, the rest, that sort of 15-minute period after half time where we conceded 3 goals, just sum up the rest of that half for me.
The
No,
rest,
the rest
of
of
the half,
that.
or
Well, no,
after the 3 goals, or
no, the rest of the sort of 15-minute period. Sorry, of those 3 goals.
yeah, I don't know what was said at half time, but whatever it was, obviously did not work or didn't get through to him unless there just was sit back and just let play continue. Really,
Unless there's some sort of match fixing that Liam Manning wanted to
wow,
implement, because that was my thought after watching that first Wrexham goal.
that was dreadful. The dreadful 15 minutes. I think it's one of the worst 15 minutes that we've played in
Yeah.
recent years.
Yeah, no, I think that's a fair assessment. It was shocking, and Jack, I think you brought up a brilliant point in Sheffield Wednesday at home. Although it's completely unrelated, it was about Cordoba, but it felt so similar to that game because the first
Yeah.
half in that game we went
Wow.
2-0 up.
That
It was
was
3-2.
the same sort of timings between the goals as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a sort of first 15 minutes of that second half that we completely, or it was a 15-minute spell in the second
It was
half
15-minute spell, second half, yeah.
where we conceded 3 to
Awful.
Sheffield Wednesday, and it felt very similar to that, and then. We've touched on the rest of the second half. We created a few chances after that, and I think we'll touch on a couple of positives that there were. There were a few, only a few though, not many. Vladan Kovacevic we'll touch on first. If it wasn't for him, I think it's fair to say this scoreline could have been 5 or 6,
If not more.
if not more. Absolutely, Jack. I'm guessing you're in agreement here as well.
Yep.
Nice.
He's lost his head after that. He's
Mate, I actually have. I'm just giving myself a minute here.
giving yourself 5 here. Man, it's been talking for a while. I think another positive and one that needs to start away at Stoke is Jovan Makama. He got his first Norwich City goal. He could have arguably had 2 goals. He had a header that he should have really put away. But I thought Jovan Makama, every time he's come off the bench, has been super impressive, and I think he deserves a start away at Stoke. I'm assuming we're in full agreement of that.
Definitely, I think he should start. Since he's been a substitute, he's been one that looks to get involved a lot more than some of the other players.
And he changes games as well because of his sort of physical attributes.
It's strength and yeah,
he gives us a different sort of approach. Liam Gibbs, I thought, was fairly decent when he came on. Would you agree, Jack?
Yeah, he looked good. Again,
I think with how poor our midfield has been, doesn't he deserve a start at Stoke?
yeah, I mean, who for though? Because let's face it, I mean, Topic won't be replaced.
Doesn't he need a break? Or Maatsen, maybe? I mean, Maatsen wasn't awful. I thought Maatsen was decent, but at the same time, again, we're just playing.
It's only Matson's first start though, so it's only his first game in a Norwich shirt.
Yeah, but I think Gibbs is deserved of a start at the minute, especially with how he's performing off the bench.
I didn't think Matson was too bad, to be honest.
No, I thought Maatsen was fairly decent.
So
I think what we should do is save. No. This is quite serious.
Okay.
Save Liam Gibbs for the derby and just let him run fucking wild down at Portman Road. Fucking. Oh, you know what I'd love to see from Liam Gibbs? Is just flying through the air and just absolutely twat someone. High boot, straight to the face, straight in the old fucking dome, right up here.
Anyone in particular?
Into him. No, I mean there's a certain someone, but you know, yeah, no, I really don't know. Yeah, Liam Gibbs deserves a start, and he does. He's been unlucky recently with injuries through a couple of years. You know, he's looked good when he's came on. Again, I mean, where would he fit in to the system, if there is a system? Where would he fit in?
I think that's a fair comment, Jack. Absolutely. We will take a break here. After the break, we're going to talk all about Norwich's ever-growing injury list, and it is growing. Let me tell you that. We'll see you guys after the break. Follow Bleed Norwich on Instagram for all the latest Norwich City Football Club updates. So, Norwich's ever-growing injury list. I'm just going to run you through the names we've got at the minute that are confirmed injured, and then one that went off injured in Saturday's game. We've got Schlupp, Kvistgarden, Crescene, Duffy, Forson, Forsyth, and then Papa Diallo went off injured against Wrexham. So potentially 8 first-team injuries. Obviously, Forsyth and Duffy probably wouldn't really get in this side, but the likes of Schlupp, Kvistgarden, Crescene, Forson and Diallo,
Yeah.
huge misses. No one wants to comment. That left back role, Alex, we'll go to you. Schlupp's out injured, Crescene's out injured. Mahovo is back in team training.
Mahovo is back in training, so a couple of weeks maybe, if all goes well.
I wouldn't be surprised if we rush him back, to be honest, because we're in need of a left back
too quickly, and then he's out for another however many weeks again.
Of course. Obviously, Kenny McLean is probably going to be back from injury now. He was injured for Saturday's game, but I assume that he will be back. But if you want to add him to the list, go for it. Jack, it's worrying, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it is worrying. You look at the list, the ever-growing list, and it begs the question as to, I mean, are they injured? Are they actually injured, or have they kind of pulled?
What sort of conspiracy theory are you coming up with here?
Hear me out, witness firsthand. You get players that, they see that, the team on a bit of a shit streak, form-wise, mood around the place. It all plays into it. You see players will pull up in training with a little niggle, and they'll go to the physio. They'll go, listen, and they'll play it on hamstring, something. It's really tight, and they will essentially get a doctor's note for X amount of weeks because the team isn't performing well. If they're one of the better players in the team, they're not on their shoulders. They're not getting shit from the fans and backlash in the media because they're out injured. They've not done anything wrong. It takes the heat off their shoulders and it passes it on to someone else. Honestly, that's how it goes in any professional football club. That is what happens.
Well, you were once Port Vale's kit man, so I can absolutely say that you're probably speaking from experience there. So, as much as some people might think it is a conspiracy theory, it's probably also there's some substance to it. I think that obviously the main issue is left back, as we spoke, Alex. But I think another huge miss. It was just getting going in a Norwich shirt. It's Matthias Kvistgarden. Scored his first goal at Coventry and then goes off injured. The quality he possesses as well. He's going to be a massive miss, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He was then finding form. He was then getting a hold on the actual starting lineup and progressing through his career at Norwich, and then gets hit with an injury.
Yeah, it's upsetting because I think he's one that Norwich fans really want to see succeed as well, and we know we're seeing the early stages of what he does possess, and we're crying out for that because I think he is someone that can link up the midfield to the attack in terms of operating in those gaps where we need a 10 to pick up the ball or a midfielder to see a pass into him to be able to feed off to Sargent or the wingers, and Jack he is. Missing him is so key, isn't it?
Yeah, he's one of them players that offers something, and we don't have many of them at the minute. From what I've seen, we really don't. We struggle, as we've spoken about. We struggle with having a handful of players that can create something. He's going to be a big miss. I'm not sure how long is he out for.
6 weeks.
Jesus
6 weeks.
Christ.
Well, 5 weeks I think now because obviously that was last week. So he's out for the derby.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a big miss, big shoes to fill. I know he's not been obviously a regular starter before he got injured, but I think. Yeah, who do we have? Who do we have to
Well, this is the
replace
thing.
him?
We didn't actually speak about this in the last segment, but in terms of players that fill in that role, you're looking at Antti Cianats, Matai Jurasek.
Yeah.
I mean, Jurasek's more on the right hand side, so maybe just Antti Cianats that sort of that can operate in there, right? And Jovan Makama, I think, as well, and sort of playing.
McCarthy, yeah.
Yeah.
He's played in that area.
I mean, before the season, if you would have asked me, I would have said Cianats. I would take over in that role over Makama, but right now it's got to be Jovan all day long.
As soon as that poster went up of Cianats, he's hit a patch that isn't very good.
Yeah, he's not hit a purple patch yet.
As soon as it's been a poster boy, he's gone off the boil.
Yeah, it's just been Antti Cianats' form is slightly worried, and he does need to be dropped. I think he just needs a rest, and hopefully, a couple of games off the bench where he makes an impact, scores a goal. He's very much a confidence player. I think Antti Cianats. If he gets a goal, I think he's flying. We saw that last season. He had a couple of purple patches here and there where he was firing on all cylinders, but when he's out of confidence, out of form, he goes missing in games way too often, and that's why we need Kvistgaarden back as soon as possible, because he's a player that possesses quality even when he's out of form to still change a game. So yeah, no, big miss there. Forson's obviously out again. Another player that I think we've missed all season in terms of creativity. He is a classic number 10, and we haven't had that creative spark. We need Forson's a huge miss, and he's still out for a long-term injury as well. But yeah, we touched on injuries. I don't really want to touch on it anymore because it's just making me depressed. I'll be honest. But we are going to go on to the new segment of the podcast, the Matthias Kvistgaarden, or the Ben Quizene, where me, Alex, and Jack will all bring you a Norwich City related quiz question for us to answer and for you guys at home to answer. Who wants to go first, or should I lead the way?
Don't mind, whoever.
All right, I'll lead the way. So my quiz question for you guys today is: we signed Pelle Mattsson. He's wearing a number 7 shirt. Who were the last 5 players to have worn the number 7 shirt for Norwich City before Pelle Mattsson? So you got to think about this. We'll come back to this at the end of the podcast, and you got to give me your answers. So you can write them down, jot them down, have a think. I'll ask the question again before the end, but by all means, yeah. Alex, we'll go on to your quiz question.
What is the record attendance for Carrow Road?
Oh, Christ.
There you go. That is my question.
I've gone with
I'll do it to the nearest
10?
100.
Nearest 10. I think nearest 10. Yeah.
Give us the nearest 150.
No, 100. 100.
Nearest 100. There you go.
It's just, yeah. Right, Jack, what is your quiz question?
My question is, so, in the 1920 Premier League season, we obviously we beat Man City 3-2 at Carrow Road.
Yeah.
But which player for Norwich made his first ever Premier League start in that match?
I've got this.
I think I'll have. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've got this. Yeah, no, I've got this. I'm just trying to think.
I think because that was a game that we had a totally different squad through what we've just talked about. Injuries.
And we won. That shows you a manager that can motivate players even in the darkest of times. Bring back Daniel Farker. Let's get it going. Make sure you guys answer the quiz questions and save your answers for the end of the
No Googling.
No Googling. No cheating. We don't like cheaters on this podcast. We won't be doing it. But yeah, come back at the end of the podcast. You've got to wait till the end of the podcast now. So got to listen to us talking to find out the answers. We'll go on to the next segment of the podcast where me and Jack will talk all about Norwich's style of play or lack of style of play. So yeah, we'll catch you after the break.
Follow Bleed Norwich on X for all the latest Norwich City Football Club updates.
So, welcome to this segment of the podcast. So, me and Jack, we're going to break down Liam Manning's style of play. Or is there a style of play? Because, well, Jack, I think we've both been sort of very underwhelmed by Liam Manning's football so far this season. Have you seen any sort of blueprint or anything to give you a sign that, yeah, this is Liam Manning's style of play?
I'll be honest, no. I'd love to say that there is an obvious style of play, but it just doesn't seem that there's any shape, style, there's no character about the football that we play at the minute.
No, I fully agree. I agree to a T. I like the fact that you brought in sort of the character. There's no character in the style of play. We're not sort of playing with any personality at the minute. It's very average. It's so painfully average watching Norwich City at the minute. Away from home, there does seem to be sort of a bit more. There's a bit more clarity to how we want to set up away from home. Is that we are attempting to hit teams on the counter, hit them on the turnovers and transitions, and a lot of the goals we have scored away from home have come from that, and even set pieces as well. We saw at Portsmouth set pieces were massive, scored 2 from there, and at Watford 2 goals from turnovers. Blackburn, we had a long ball, again, the sort of a similar style to a counter-attack. We're trying to get the ball high up the pitch as quick as possible. The penalty came from that, and then we on the turnover for Sargent's goal, and Gavis Gardens, again, was also on a turnover at Coventry. So, again, that seems sort of very much a tactic we're opting away from home, and it's proven successful. But again, we're looking at away games as we're the underdogs, and we're allowing teams to have a lot of possession of the ball, whereas we're looking to hit them, like I say, on counters and turnovers. That's never going to work at home. So, what approach should we take at home then, Jack?
I think at home, especially at home, we just need to be more direct. We need to use the home advantage that we have and just take the game to teams, because Wrexham at the weekend, we just kind of sat back and as if to say, yeah, bro, this will do us. It just doesn't work. I think use the 12th man. It just seems like we don't. It seems like we're more than happy to just sit there and see the game out, and we're not that kind of team.
Agreed.
We're not that kind of team at all. I've never seen us as that kind of team under any manager, let alone Liam Manning. We just seem so slow and pedestrianised that we don't take anything kind of in our stride as such.
No, I fully agree. And at home, I think this is sort of the build-up play where we've all gone wrong. I was looking back at our game versus Wrexham, watched the full 90 again, just to sort of really get my head around it. It wasn't the most pleasant experience, I must say, during that second half. And even the first half at times. Obviously, you will have seen how we've broken down the game against Wrexham in the podcast, but again, there's just so many issues with the midfield. We can't connect the midfield from the front line. We can't connect the back line to the midfield at times. It's so worrying. And I like your point of directness. It's not about just long balls. It's about being able to build through the thirds and create opportunities. And I think you're spot on with that point there. And being pedestrianised as well. Again, we're so passive in possession and out of possession on Saturday and at home throughout the course of the season so far. We are just so passive. And Liam Manning speaks so frequently about fight, grit, determination, willing to win.
Yeah,
we're not seeing any of that at Carrow Road this season, and I don't know if it's a style issue or if it's something more psychological. And I'm again so confused. But what is wrong with our build-up play at the minute, Jack?
I think the fact that it's non-existent. It just seems like there's nothing there. There's not a player on the pitch that I think that don't have the capabilities to see a pass, to be able to thread it through and string a few passes together, to be able to create something. It seems like we want to go from defending and just magically somehow blink and we're up the other end and we're scoring a goal. It doesn't feel like there's any player there that kind of not. It's difficult because obviously they want to be able to kind of have that transition. They want to be able to thread some passes together, with the build-up play. I just don't think there's anyone there that kind of has the capacity to do so. I think we're missing that creative spark.
I think we all know sort of the name in our heads on sort of who we're missing. We don't really want to say it as Norwich fans. We really don't. But it is Marcelino Nunez. We saw in the 2 appearances he had this season at Watford away and Portsmouth away, when he was playing, he controlled the midfield. And he's got an eye for a pass. I think he got a goal and an assist in his 2 games for Norwich before signing for Ipswich. And we missed that. And obviously we brought in Pelle Matson as a replacement. But obviously watching Saturday's game, he was so similar to Mirko Topic. He was like playing 2 defensive midfielders and 2 of the same type of midfielders. It just doesn't work without any creative element there. Again, like we say, there's no link up between the front line and the midfield. And it's just non-existent. And also the fact that we cannot string 5 passes together is worrying. It is well, Jack, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think we need to have a look at kind of. I mean, don't get me wrong, injuries haven't helped, but fuck me, we can't just keep going around in circles saying but we have got a fairly long injury list. Like we have, but every team in the league throughout the year will pick up injuries. We can't sit here and say that it's to do with the injury list. We need the depth in the squad. We need to be able to trust the players that eventually will get the shout to then be able to step in and be like, you know what, right, this is my chance now, and be able to maybe be that player that can string some passes together.
Absolutely, and we are desperately missing that. And hopefully we see an improvement at Stoke away and West Brom at home, and Ipswich away before the international break, and we get some points on the board, and especially at home to West Brom. I think that's going to be a big telling point for me. Liam Manning is under a lot of pressure, and after the break, you'll be hearing from me, Jack, and Alex our thoughts on Manning in, Manning out, Knapper in, and Knapper out. We'll see you after the break.
Follow Bleed Norwich on TikTok for all the latest Norwich City Football Club updates.
So, Manning in, Manning out, Knapper in, or Knapper out? I'm going to go round the room. Well, round us 3. Alex, we'll start with you. Are you Manning in or out?
In currently.
Jack, are you Manning in or out?
Out.
I'm currently Manning in, but only just, I'll be honest. I'm very quickly losing faith.
Yeah, it is.
Then we're going to Ben Knapper. Alex, Knapper in or Knapper out?
In. It's not a convincing in
It's
at the
not.
moment. After the start we've had and the players brought in and what they've shown, it's not a convincing in at the moment.
Jack?
In.
Knapper out for me.
Wow.
I never thought I'd see the day that Doeke was Knapper out.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, I know. After giving Ben Knapper...
After the praises you give him...
After the praises I give him.
And start of the season.
Yeah. I gave him so much praise. But I just think...
I think we all did.
Well, absolutely. I think with the money we spent, we're expecting quality players. I can't say that many of us would have watched a lot of the players that were signed in terms of Topic, Matson and Kvistgolden and the likes. It's come more down to his expectations are set. He set the expectation for the previous season as well. Top 6. Failed. Sacked the manager. He's brought in Liam Manning, a manager who's got top 6 the previous season.
Yeah.
He spent a fuckload of money. He said, we're ready now to fight for top 6. Am I seeing a side that's prepped for top 6? This project is, at the minute, to me, what I'm watching is failing. If this fails, this is on Knapper's head. This is 2 projects now that should have got us effectively promoted, in his words, that have not, and that have failed. That's on Ben Knapper for me. It's not failed yet, by the way, but it's on its way.
In the process of failing.
Yeah.
I see where you're coming from.
Alex, you're Manning in and Knapper in.
Yeah, not the Manning one isn't convincing currently because of what's being shown on the pitch and the likes that he's brought in. With Manning, we give 4 up a year, didn't we? So
Before it, though, at this stage of the season, we were looking good.
Season, we were looking good, I know, but then it went to absolute shit. Is Manning going to start off shit and then come up or get better? Who knows?
We've got to see signs of it, though.
It's not looking good.
Yeah, we've got to see signs of it. Jack, you were Manning out.
Yeah.
Go on. Fire away.
I just think the start we've had, the games that we've won, we've been lucky. And the games we've lost, we've been lucky it wasn't more. In my honest opinion, I think there's no plan A, let alone a plan B. Don't get me wrong, I think he's realised that playing 5 at the back just won't work. So there's signs there that, you know, he can adapt. He can look at that and think, actually, that doesn't work. Back 4 works. But I just think there's no conviction at all. You know, Wrexham, prime example, they've only just come up. I'd say nothing away from Wrexham, from how they went about winning on Saturday, because they looked resilient. They didn't give up. And you know, you look at that Wrexham side as a team in general, and it reminds me of us when, you know, we were under Lambert.
And this is a very good point you bring up, Jack, because wasn't the sort of the expectation that Manning at Norwich was going to be similar to Lambert as well?
Yeah, I think, don't get me wrong, I think there's been a lot of kind of pressure put on Liam Manning, being a local lad from Bungay just down the road. You know, growing up around the place, being a Norwich fan. It comes with the added pressure. It always will. I just think he's not the man to take us forward. I understand, obviously, Alex's point. You know, yeah, we give Johannes a year, but there were signs under Johannes that we were gonna finish in the top 6, and we were
still
gonna
in the playoff charge. Just after the international break, we were still in the chance of the playoffs.
We were
just beating Watford away 1-0. We were in the shout for the playoffs.
Yeah, so I just think that for me personally, as of right now, I would get rid of him quick. And if we don't do it now, if we lose to Ipswich, then he's got to go. He's got to go. 100%. He can. If we lose to Ipswich, you know, let's face it, Ipswich fans will love this. So any Ipswich fans that are listening, and there are a few, because our TikTok lives, they pop off in the comment section, right? Yeah. Clip this up, you bunch of people. Ipswich against Norwich is our cup final.
It is. And it's their cup final as well. There's no hiding it from either fan base.
More so than ours after.
No, I wouldn't even. Yeah, but I wouldn't even say so, Alex, because I think in terms of both fans, this is both our cup finals. There's no beating around the bush. Like, we are both looking forward to this game as much. There's no point, saying, "Oh, it's your cup final." It's our cup final too. Like, I mean, it absolutely is. It's our biggest game of the season.
On Derby Day, form
out the window.
Chuck out the window.
100%. Form does go out of the window on Derby Day. I'm a very big advocate for that. I think it does. I think it's proven that it does. But
it's just a matter of who's got the bigger bollocks on the day.
Yeah, and if I'm being totally honest, if we lose that, there will be many of people
Oh yeah,
calling for some heads.
Mannings and Knappers mainly.
definitely.
And I that's already started. Like,
It's,
that's already started. I think you can see this here in this
it's
podcast.
definitely already started because of
You guys are,
Manning is the first ever Norwich manager to lose his first 4 home games. Not in a season. The first 4 of the season.
nah, there's a stat.
There's a stat for everyone at home.
Yeah, it's a very poor start. Obviously, I'm manning in just again very similar to what Jack said. Obviously, he's manning out now, but for the Ipswich game, if we lose that, Manning has to go for me. I think
Yeah, I
that's
think it will turn. That will turn.
yeah, that will turn because, and it also depends how we do in the next 2 games as well. Prior to that as well, because I think if we win them convincingly, there's positive signs, and we still lose to Ipswich, I think I'll be sort of still on the inside for Liam Manning, as the fact that I have seen improvements. But if the performances sort of they continue as they are over the next 2 games, and we lose to it, yeah, Manning's out for me.
Yeah,
Alex, I'm pretty sure you agree as well in that sense.
that will probably turn my head a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. But yeah, those are our thoughts on Liam Manning and Ben Knapper so far at the start of the season. It's bad, Norwich fans. It's bad. It's got bad, and it's got ugly very early on in the season. Something needs to drastically change over the next 2 games for Manning and Knapper to win the fans back, and let's hope Norwich can do that. But we're going to have a quick break again, our final break of the episode, and then we'll get on to your guys' questions, and we'll answer them in this podcast. I believe there'll be a lot around Liam Manning. But yeah, we'll see you after the break.
Subscribe to Bleed Norwich on YouTube and follow Bleed Norwich on Spotify so you don't miss any of the latest Bleed Norwich content.
So it is time for the quiz questions. I've got them all here. Thank you very not quiz questions for your guys questions that we're going to answer. Thank you very much for everyone who gave a question in. There's been a lot of very, very good questions that we're going to dive into, all of them. Jacob NCFC has said, if we do lose to Ipswich, is it over for Manning and Napper?
I think we've cleared up.
We've covered that one.
Yeah, it is. Archie Mill has said, statement, when defending, Cordoba is never behind the ball. Thoughts? Yeah, he's never really seen his goal side of his man.
No.
He's always chasing back or on the side, and he's getting beaten already, isn't he? Jack,
Don't get me started on that bloke again.
Yeah, let's not.
There's Jack's answer.
But yeah, Archie, great point. Cordoba's defending. He's a lot less to be decided by.
Than defending, yeah.
Reese Hayden has said, or is it Hayden Reese? Reese Hayden? I don't know. It's 2 first names. Would you drop Ante for Eurosec in the derby, considering it's less than 2 weeks away? Well, again, if Ante Sinats performs over the next 2 games, maybe not. Maybe Ante Sinats will take that role.
Yeah.
If Eurosec performs well and over the next 2 games and Ante Sinats doesn't, I think Eurosec takes his place.
He's got a fighting chance.
Absolutely. Jack, would you agree?
No.
Well, who would you start?
In all honesty, I would start Cianach over Eurosec, purely because I think match fitness comes into it. Eurosec came to us on a stretcher. He's only recently gotten off it. I just don't think that minutes in the tank, no matter what happens between now and then, I don't think he'd be physically up for it, nor mentally up for it, because it's a fucking big game. It's the biggest game of the season. I don't think he's quite there yet.
Oh, you make a very, very good point, Jack, I must say. Ben Pitcher has asked, is it too soon for all the Liam out comments?
No.
He says, I personally say give him at least 1 full season. I think we're all apart from Jack, me and Alex are in agreement that we would like to see Manning
a little bit more time, but if nothing shows of it, then
the next 3 games are super important.
But on the other hand, who do you bring in?
Yetel Knutson. Get him in. I've been asking.
Neil Warnock.
Who would we bring in? I don't know who would bring in. I think we're going to have to ask that question.
That's what we've got to look at as well. Who's available or who would we bring in?
Neil Warnock.
Jacko Lingo has asked opinions on Makama.
I think he's solid.
Class. I love the guy.
Very good player. very talented, gifted, physically strong. I think he's going to be a very, very good footballer for us. I think he'll be I think he'll be vital for. Let's be honest, when Sargent gets injured, because I think he will get injured, as he always does. Bless him. But I think he's definitely there, kind of not preying on Josh's downfall with an injury, but in football, you're in it for yourself.
You fucking done it now. Josh get injured next game. And
Yeah, I know.
Well done.
Has actually, just quickly, sorry to interrupt there, Doeke. Has Josh Sargent actually played against Ipswich?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He played in the home game where we won 1-0 thanks to a certain person's free kick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Jovan McCarmer and Sargent front two. That's what I'm hoping for, I'll be honest. Tommy Horn has asked, if quality of football remains the same as Saturday, what's the longest until Manning out? I think Derby Day.
Yeah. We've gone through this so many times.
For me, just quickly, if we lose to Stoke, he needs to go.
Yeah, you haven't even given him till Stoke, mate. You already want him out. Troy West, do you reckon Liam Manning will stay? That is what I would like to know. Well, again, we don't know. Will Liam Manning stay? If it's up to him, I don't know. The Norfolkian? 2009. That's a great. Yeah. Do you agree that McCarmer should start against Stoke or brought on earlier? I think we all agree that McCarmer should start.
Start him.
Bring him on.
Why not?
Absolute Brexit football.
Why not?
4-4-2. Him and Sargent up top.
Yeah. I think, Jack, you're going to love this next question from Noah Bentley 15. Should Cordoba be a regular starter?
What's his name? Noah?
Yeah.
Noah. Listen, bud. Right, this is from me to you. Okay, I'm staring down the lens here. If you think Cordoba should be a regular, permanent starting player in the Norwich City Football Club starting 11 week in, week out, please, never watch a game of football again. DM me personally, your reasons as to why you think he should, because I can show you still images and give you some highlights as to why he shouldn't even be a footballer, let alone for us.
I mean, I don't know if he said
He's
that.
Now questioning the name of his baby.
Yeah, Christ. Yeah, Jack. I don't think he said that he wants Cordoba to start.
Because that question is a bit of a loaded question there. Because to me, that's come across that he thinks he should be.
Crikey, right? Joe K32 said, "What's the biggest issue? What do you think the biggest issue is currently?" Side note, Vlad is carrying the team. Touch on a side note first. Absolutely, Vlad is carrying us over the last few games. His saves have been massive.
Yeah.
Biggest issue is style of play.
Nobody actually knows what they're doing.
Yeah,
probably. There isn't one.
Yeah,
the system or the setup, nobody knows because it changes each game and it changes during the game. Nobody knows what positions they're playing in.
Yeah,
it's just a mess, basically.
Ben Scott 15 has asked, should Knapper be held more accountable for his majority of signings being poor? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
As a sporting director, you're the first person to turn to, in a way.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then next is the manager for not getting full potential out of
them. Not Jack One has asked what's the problem at Norwich at the moment with Norwich. Obviously, said style of play, blueprint, players not knowing what they're doing, the whole shebang. Hudson Todd has asked, has Knapper wasted a lot of money this transfer window? Yes, it seems like at the minute, but I think so. At the minute, we're not seeing value for money.
We haven't seen what was set out for the players that we brought in to do.
Yeah, we haven't seen the value of money we've spent. We haven't seen that in the value of player.
No.
Jack, would you agree?
No, and it's a difficult one because I somewhat agree with you. But at the same time, I think in terms of the players that we've brought in, now I disagree with the Pelle Matson signing. As I said, that was for me that was a bit of a panic buy, because earlier on in the window it was either Pelle Matson or Mirko Topic, and we signed Topic. And then obviously what happened, and I feel like we were there thinking, fuck, we've just done this, so we need to bring someone in to show that actually this is all a part of the plan. But no, I think the signings he has made have been relatively good. I just think they don't quite fit into the style that Liam Manning is persistent in playing. I think Ben Knapper has done a relatively good job with who he's brought in. So yeah, I'm going to have to disagree with you chaps there.
That's fair enough. Enough.
But what is the style? What?
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing.
We don't know what it is. We haven't seen it.
We don't know what it is. No one actually knows what it is. I'm sure Liam Manning knows what it is.
I fucking hope so.
But hope he does.
It just seems that the execution isn't working, hasn't worked. Is there a bit of naivety from the players to kind of sit there and think, hang on, this isn't the style of play I'm used to playing, so why should I adapt to it? Because players know that if they don't perform, they're not going to get the fucking sack. They're not going to be left without a job. It'll be the manager.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Elliot Benson 51 has asked, do you believe Manning's football will ever work? I fucking hope so. Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. Well,
I think that's the best way of putting it. Everett 8066 has said, how would we play if Manning changed the formation? How would we line up? I mean, that's such a big question. I don't know.
He's doing that already.
Yeah, he's changing the lineup.
He's changing it week in, week out, and during the game. So it's not showing any difference. So
all over the place.
Who knows?
I think just touching on that, you look at the style of play, the formation against Blackburn. I think it worked. It worked well.
Yeah.
Now you've got to then look at the as we've touched upon, the ever-growing injury list compared to when we kicked off against Blackburn to now. We've got starters in that team that are now injured. Yeah. I think had we have kept them all fit, I think Saturday would have been a different game because we'd have played the same formation, the same style as what we did against Blackburn. I think it would have been all right.
Yeah, I do agree. There's to an extent injuries.
There is factors of it, yeah.
Definitely. So yeah, I think in that respect, great question by the way. In that respect, for me, just copy and paste it from Blackburn. I think that would work a treat.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. Sam Lemon has asked, when can we sack the manager? Well, whenever, really.
Now,
we can sack him whenever.
It's not up to us.
Yeah, unfortunately not. NCFC Daily has asked, predictions: how long Manning has or does he stay till the end of the season? He's got to Ipswich to turn it around. If it's not turned around, he's gone for me.
There you go.
Ken Run. Am I the only one who already knows this Manning project is bound to fail miserably? Jack, do you want to comment? Because you're Manning out.
What was the question? Sorry.
Am I the only one who already knows this Manning project is bound to fail miserably?
Who asked that?
Ken Rune. Ken Run.
Ken can run. Great question. These have all been really good questions. I honestly, when they got put in the group chat yesterday, I think I said that they're great questions. Yeah. Another really good question. I I can't see it happening. I can't see it working. I can't see how we go forward from this position onwards. So yeah, I'm in the same boat. I can see it just failing miserably. I do think that he probably will stay until the end of the season because that's the kind of club we are. And it just feels like it's just a fucking downward spiral, and I can't wait to play Port Vale in the league next year in League One.
Loves Port Vale, don't you? As ex-Port Vale's kitman. Swan Bomb 93, and this might be my favourite question today. Because I disagree with it so much, actually. Does there come a time when we accept our mediocrity and lower our expectations of going up? Absolutely not. The moment we lower our expectations as a club is when we've completely and utterly failed. Alex?
Yeah. I do agree with you there, Doeke, yeah. Yeah.
Just can't even get a words. Jack?
Oh,
here we go.
I can see where this question is coming from.
I know, yeah.
I can see it because we do have such high expectations, and we did finish mid-table last season. But
it's just if we don't have that expectation, what we got.
My only gripe with how we are as a club, how we're run as a fan base, just as a whole. I think our ship has well and truly sailed because we're no longer getting the parachute payments. I know we've got new owners and we don't have to sell. We've got money and all of that crap, right? But I'm not being funny. Parachute payments, that's a lot of money coming into the fucking bank account that we've got.
Yeah.
I just think now we're kind of at that stage. Parachute payments have been stopped for a good couple of 2-3 years now, however long it's been. It's now going to be increasingly harder to get out of this league and stay out of this league. So I can see the question.
Yeah.
It does feel like with every passing season, we're a step closer to being a mid-table championship club.
I mean, yeah, I agree with that. But I think our expectations of where we should be should always be for top 6 and top 2. Absolutely. We have one last question to go through, and that is from Doeke Senior. He loves bringing in a question. He's brought me an essay today. I did send this to you guys last night when he sent it to me. It was my university dissertation. I thought it was. He said, after the summer signings and reasonable pre-season results, it seems that the confidence has sunk deep with players and fans. Is it the system or choice of players the problem, or is the high expectation from fans and on the manager, considering he comes from Norwich and that he projects his anxiety and pressure onto the players? I keep saying Norwich City should be like Knapper fans, jumping left to right and be the 12th man on the pitch. Opponents smell fear in the team and explore the weaknesses and anxieties. Keep football simple and adopt what Cruyff always said. Football is not what you do with your feet, but with your head. And he said, I hope this makes sense. Cheers, Dad.
Cheers, Doeke.
Yeah. We'll touch on that first bit. Is it system? Is it sort of psychological? I think there's a factor for both of them to be involved into how why we're performing badly. I think the idea that Jack brought it up earlier in the podcast that Liam Manning is under severe amounts of pressure being from Norwich and having this homegrown status. That there is going to be some pressure, and does that reflect onto the players? Maybe, and I think it's a great point to say psychologically. Before we go on to the final quiz questions, what were your thoughts on the tifo at the weekend? Christ, Alex, thoughts on the tifo?
Hang on, sorry, just interrupting. Do me and Alex not get to answer your dad's question?
Oh yeah, go on. I'll answer.
It's fine. It's fine. Doeke Senior, listen, I know you'll be listening to this. I really wanted to answer that. I wanted to break it down and kind of answer each segment, but clearly your son had other ideas. So the tifo, I thought was pony, bit plastic, but is what it is, isn't it?
Of course. Jack, you can answer Doeke Senior's question.
Right. I need to get the question up now.
I did send it to you, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Okay.
So
It's about anxiety and with Manning showing on the players. And
yeah, I
whatever.
think So I'm on our chat, Doeke. Why am I there? I think when it comes to kind of the style, I think it could work. I think it could work really well. I just think we've got a few players that are kind of stuck in their way of I'm not going to want to adapt to this style, to this system. Jeffrey Schlupp, for me, is one player that stands out when it comes down to adapting to a style of play because he's getting on in his career.
He's just
I think
right.
I think, I could be wrong, but I kind of think he's just with us for a paycheck because he's coming towards the end of his career. So I think he's one of a few players that are kind of stuck in their ways and not willing to adapt. And on to how our fans should be creating an atmosphere like the Dutch fans when they come to town, jumping from left to right. I think in order for us to kind of create a bit more atmosphere, we'd need to be more entertained on the pitch because what we're being served up at the minute,
It's
it's
complete dross, isn't it?
It's woeful. I don't think we'll never be a club that's going to create an electric atmosphere anymore.
To create an atmosphere.
Yeah,
I think it works both ways.
Show.
Obviously, we will support the players, absolutely, but give us something to support.
Yeah.
We do create atmosphere as such, a little bit.
I mean, you look at the games where we've won in recent times, some big games like Man City at home. I've never seen Carrow quite like that.
I've never seen
Carrow 2 seasons ago.
Loud as that, to be honest with you.
Ipswich 2 seasons ago when we won 1-0. Carrow was bouncing.
Yeah. And the last bit about what Johan Cruyff said. Football's not what you can do with your feet, but what you can do with your head.
I don't know if he's got that wrong,
It sounds good, though, so we'll just stick with it. R.I.P. Johan Cruyff. I think we don't have a player that can play football with their head. The last handful of players that have really shone for me, and not with their ability with the ball at their feet, but reading the game, being able to pick a pass out and just create something, not with their feet, but how they see the game, how they can vision things.
Sarah was the last.
Gabby Sarah.
Gabby Sarah's the last one for me.
Gabby Sarah had both though.
Emi Buendia
had both.
Madders.
Yeah.
And Wes Houlihan.
Yeah. Oh, I fully agree. Fully agree. But yeah, no, great question from Doeke Senior. Jack, you said you thought the Tifo was shit at the weekend. Alex?
Sorry, carry on.
No, you're all right, go on.
I think, don't get me wrong, obviously Disney FC, I get that.
I've got the idea behind it.
But considering neither Ryan Reynolds or Hugh Jackman were in attendance, it was quite... the idea behind it was good. And I
got the idea behind it, but it's just a bit...
Obviously, I said it in the opposition preview with Rich from the Rob Ryan Red Wrexham podcast.
Yeah.
I said it there as a Deadpool derby. I didn't expect the Tifo to be made surrounding it. Obviously, a brief mention of it, because it's a fun thing to play off. But
that would have been only used for that game.
Yeah,
and it's gone down in.
It's gone down like a lead balloon.
Yeah,
but it will be seen on Disney Plus.
So there we go.
Smart
get the money
move
in.
There
Marketing.
from the team.
Lovely stuff. All right, well, we come to the final bit of the podcast. We're gonna give you the answers to our quiz questions from earlier on. Who should go first?
Who wants the answer first of their question?
I'll go
Or
first.
who are you answering first?
I think us three go through the answers that we've got, obviously, for
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
Jack,
get
what
it.
was your question again?
Right, so my question was, bear with, in the 1920 season, we beat Man City at home 3-2.
Yeah.
But my question is, which player made his first ever Premier League start in that game?
Yeah, that's who I've got.
Ibrahim Amadou.
Nope,
No, it was Ibrahim Amadou.
that's not the answer I've got, mate. That's not the answer on my bit of paper, bud.
It's not Sam Byram.
It is Sam Byram.
No, because he started in the Premier League for West Ham.
I meant for Norwich. So that's literally rewind the tape.
Oh, yeah, he did, but surely I need to have a look at this. I need to have a look at
it's Amadou.
I think it's Amadou.
Amadou had appearances.
Did he? I don't think he did because he signed quite late on the window. Did he play against?
Anyway, my answers for your boys' questions.
Hang on. I need to double check this.
Sake.
I need to double check this. Let me just.
Right. Well, I won't lie. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Right? If it's wrong, you can blame ChatGPT because that's what I use. Okay. Zero preparation went into this.
Sam Byram definitely played a game before that for us.
I don't think he had.
He didn't start though. He didn't start because.
No, but did Amadou? Amadou didn't start either.
Amadou didn't start against West Ham. He didn't start against Chelsea. Did he start against Newcastle?
I don't think Byram did start up against West Ham. You know.
No, he didn't. No, Amadou didn't as well. So Amadou is also a right answer.
Yeah, I was going to say it.
Was it a Premier League game or was it just any game for Norwich?
Premier League.
Because Amadou did start, but Byram started as well in the cup against Crawley. So Amadou is also the right answer there. I'm having a win there.
All right. Anyway, can I move on to answering your boys' questions?
Well,
Alex, do you want to go first?
You can answer my one first.
Yeah.
What's your answer?
I had 27,456.
Well, you're way off.
Am I?
Way, way, way off.
It's 20,000 capacity in it.
I had 27,000. I had 27,872.
You can look it up now. 43,984 in 1963 versus Leicester.
Well, that don't count. There were people still on a fucking mud hill.
It's still Carrow Road.
Bollocks.
Well, Jack, you did win that. You got more than this. You have
It's still Carrow Road. Look it up. That is what is on the first answer that comes up.
So I'm just going to tally my
that is the first answer that comes up as the record attendance for Carrow Road.
Do you want to know the answers to mine?
Can we give you what the players that we got first?
Yeah. Do you want to give me?
Because
So my question was the last 5 players to wear the number 7 shirt for Norwich before Pelle Matson. Alex.
Water signs, obviously.
Yeah.
My brain's just fucking gone.
Jack, we'll go to you because Alex.
Yeah,
I've got Borja Signs.
Yeah.
Milot Rashica.
Oh fuck yeah.
Lucas Rupp.
Keep going. You.
Patrick Roberts.
Oh,
Keep going.
And I've got Ben Marshall.
All 5 are correct.
Yeah!
The list, it was Borja Signs, Milot Rashica, Lucas Rupp, Patrick Roberts wore the number 7 shirt.
What a
and
rogue
Ben Marshall.
shout that is. Fuck, I'm good.
I had to do a bit of research because I was thinking, because Stephen Naismith wore it before Ben Marshall. I had to have a little look. I'm sure someone wore it in between Ben Marshall and Lucas Rupp, and it was Patrick Roberts for 6 months. But yes,
did he actually play many games?
He played in pre-season. That's all I know. And he scored a cracking goal at Luton away. Me and Alex
Just
were there.
doesn't really count though, does it?
They all count.
What, Patrick Roberts?
Yeah.
He scored a hat-trick, didn't he?
He scored a hat trick. He did. He actually scored a hat trick that day. It was unreal. And we thought he's the next big thing, and he just didn't really play at all. Be interested. To see how did he play many games for Norwich?
No, he didn't. I think he played like two or three.
He did start in the cup against Crawley.
Less said about that, the better.
Yeah. But yes, guys, that is the end of the Bleed Norwich podcast. Thank you very much for listening and watching. If you tuned on YouTube or Spotify, let us know what you think of the new format of podcast. Do you like it? Is it something that you're interested in? We'll try to do these weekly. If not, every 2 weeks, depending on work schedules for all three of us. We're all in full-time employment, of course. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, listening. Make sure you follow us on all socials and like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And donate to Jack's Just Giving page. Is it Just Giving?
GoFundMe.
Yeah, GoFundMe, that's the one, as he is running the London Marathon next year. But yeah, cheers guys for listening and watching. We'll see you later.